Need another year.
This session, our structure is timed pair share. And the objectives for today are to learn the key steps of timed pair share. And we're going to be practicing this using the coaching method. Reflecting on last week's session and speaking to people, it appeared that you got the most from actually doing the structure. So we're actually going to be doing the structure and you'll be using the coaching method. And then we'll discuss how and when we'll use the structure. Timed pair share is different from Rally Robin because the learners have more time to speak. It's when you give them a question and they can have a longer answer. If we remember Rally Robin, it's a list, lots of ideas. But timed pair share is when a learner has, you can choose 30 seconds, 1 minute, they've got longer to talk. So that's the great difference. It's wonderful for listening skills. It's great for social skills. And it's wonderful for looking at prior knowledge. For those of you who've come to the session for the first time, and as a recap, let's always remember that when we introduce a structure to our learners, the first time you always do it for fun. Don't do it related to your academic learning. Do it for fun so they can concentrate on the steps. Refer to its name, timed pair share, because after a while you can just say, we're going to do a timed pair share, boom. They'll do it without you having to explain. Always follow the steps. Try not to change them. Try not to add to them. Again, it's for the learners so they can remember them. And don't try to do too many structures. That's why we're doing one every 2 weeks so the learners can really get to know them. Again, reflecting on last time's session, I think it would be good to show you the structure in action so you can see how it's done, and then you'll have a chance to do it. We're now going to do a structure called Rally Robin. I'm going to give you think time. The question is, can you think of lots of different kinds of food? After your think time, you're going to start with bees and you're going to rally robin for 30 seconds all of those foods. So you've got your think time. And we're going to start with bees, the food you can think of. Go.
Pizza, spaghetti, ice cream, dumpling, pasta, drinks, noodles, rice, green rice, cheese, meat, tofu, chicken, vegetables, salad, fruits, green coffee, vegetables, that's
Okay, thank you. Now, because we've shared our learning, when I say go, I want you to look at your partner and say, thank you for sharing. Go.
Thank you for sharing.
Okay, so you might have seen from me doing the structure that I was very clear with the steps that I was saying. So again, so the learners can remember it. And I spoke to a lady who's very much into cooperative learning, and she said the key to implementing structures into the school is coaching. It's making sure that you do all the steps. And as much as we think we remember the structure, we can forget a step. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do some coaching in your teams so that you can try to remember all the steps the best you can. And on reflection, I really enjoyed looking at your videos, and the enthusiasm was fantastic and the learners were all engaged. However, there were steps missing, so we really need to get those steps before we continue. So, I've devised this structure checklist which we're going to use, and what it has for this structure are all the steps. And I've actually, if you look at this one here, I think this is quite, I don't think there are enough steps to remind you as a teacher what to do. So I've actually added things. For example, the timer is started, because it really helps you as a teacher just to get to know that structure. So these are all the steps for time, pair, share. Again, I'm not getting commission, but what I use are these switchboards, and it means that when you use a worksheet, which we're about to use now, you put it in, you can use it and then wipe it off. And you can make these yourself. You can just go to a stationery shop. These are actual Kagan ones, which have got various things like Venn diagrams, but they're amazing to have on your table. Just when you want, you've got like A, B, C, D, and you can do like a quick question thing. They're just wonderful to have on the table. So we're going to be using this resource today. Put that one back there. And what we're going to do in your teams, you've got the roll cards. If you're a number 1, to start off, you'll be the teacher. Number 2, you'll be a learner. And number 3, you'll be a learner. And number 4, you'll be the coach. I'm just going to explain what we're going to do, and then you can get your resources out and start. So, if you're the 2 learners, you'll be doing the time to pair share. If you're the teacher, you can stand up and you can I can give out another checklist so you've got one to help you. And then if you're the coach, you're going to tick off as the person who's being the teacher is the teacher. Again, we want to keep this positive. So, and I know you can't really write with a marker, they're quite small, but if there is something that went well, and then the next step could be, it would be nice to remind the learners to praise each other. So just one thing that they didn't do. So when I say go, if you start this way, so teacher, learner, coach, and then you take it in turns to be the teacher and the coach. Do you have any questions?
If Rob and I could be coaches, and Melanie could join them.
Yeah, wonderful. It's a really good. Yeah, if you could join, and then you two can be coaches. Then we've got double feedback, so it's double pointers. Okay, we're going to do this activity just for 4 minutes. Any more questions? And I will give you copies of these to take away, and it's also on the drive, so you can print them off whenever you want to throughout the week. Okay? So you've got 4 minutes to do this, and I'll give out more of
Okay,
these.
you ready? So you have to go follow the structure, yes? Explain.
Yeah, to begin with. I won't be on.
Which one? So
It's with the
B, look at that and say B starts or A starts.
And we got 30 seconds. Or my mistake. And that really, I don't know where it comes from.
Excuse me, sorry. The reason you've got a pot of questions on your table is to make it more exciting. Yeah, you've got, you found them.
Yeah.
You can take one of these and that's what you can talk about. There we are.
It's a,
In the world will survive. The designs to survive. Imagine sharing a room with a roach. I don't know, share with a serial killer. Sorry.
We have peace.
thank you for sharing. In fact, we have 3 massive cockroaches set up in the bar.
Have you named them yet?
Not yet, we killed them.
Secret safe and then.
Shall we remind them?
Okay, great.
So sorry, we threw in the deep end.
Yes, we
Shamla right
just
here.
go around.
All right, okay.
Very nice. Oh, just start first. What kids you read? They'll be now.
While you're waiting, so can we take notes? You all had a go at being the coach.
generally excited by packs of to dance. I wish I was a dancer actually at one point, but there you go. So when I I like dancing generally. I like dancing with my children. I like dancing with my family. Generally when I hear the music, I just want to get up and going. So
Thank you. It would have been wonderful to give you all a turn, but it is something that you can go back and do in your classes. So when you're using a structure, your colleague can come in, use the checklist and just tick it off. Because it's amazing. You've got so much to think of at the beginning that you just miss one step, like you forget to say you've got 30 seconds. And then just on reflection, I wanted to say, and most of you were doing this, if learner A is speaking, learner B doesn't speak. They give eye contact, so you can introduce all these things, they nod, but they don't speak. Then the question arises, well, what do you do if you've got a learner that's saying nothing? You can tell the learners that if that does happen, the other learner can give them prompts. If they're talking about their favourite destination, then they could say, oh, where would you sleep? So if it's the last case scenario, then they can prompt them.
just a very small thing, Janine. Only within the structure, and you're wanting like the answer give me straight away. If partner A shares first, and partner B listens.
Yeah.
I just noticed from the video that partner B then had listened and then was very forthcoming in actually speaking. So they listened.
You're right. You're right.
Maybe just get that structure turned around every now and again.
Yeah, so it
that
won't
B-
always be B, it won't always be A. And then also we'll get to this,
get
it
same
doesn't have to be
Yeah.
sat down.
Yeah.
This structure, we'll be doing it in 2 weeks, can go after a stand-up, hand-up, pair-up, an inside-outside circle, which we'll also do. It's not always in this kind of setting. I'm just introducing this structure in this setting to you. I would use it mostly when they're stood up. It's great. When they've been doing an activity based at their table, you want them to interact with the whole class, it's wonderful. You can even on a Monday and they're a bit lively and they're talking, or maybe after a holiday, they want to share what they did in their holiday, great. Give them 30 seconds to get it all out, boom, and then you can start maths. So it's just a wonderful way to get them to interact and to get them to share. So please, it's on the drive, but you can take a copy, take these away with you and use it when you're introducing the structure and get somebody to coach you and tick it off and give you feedback. This is the best way to implement it with the coaching. Reflecting on our prior knowledge, when I say go, we're going to do a rally robin with your shoulder partner. B's are going to start. You will have 30 seconds. We're going to do a list of when would you use timed pair share. This is a think time. So starting with learner B, you have 30 seconds to rally robin. Go.
Right.
Shoulder
Yeah.
partners.
So I think the rally robin would be experience, but obviously that would use where they start to know when they make it, because it's very obvious because
So we just for rally robin just one word.
Thank you.
Because we just come from one structure to another. That's the reason.
Again, just reflecting on the workshop, the trainer decided to do a high five. I do a thank you. It's whatever works with you. Okay. So when you want longer answers than rally robin, middle of lessons as a review, it's great. You've been doing a writing activity. They might have been planning their writing. Before they actually get to write in language arts, I'll then get them up with their planning sheet, share it with someone, get them to verbalise it, and then get them to sit down. It's wonderful. So yeah, before writing. And at the end of the lesson as consolidation. Also, your next lesson, you want to know what they remember. I can't, stop animation, that's it. Stop animation, you want to know what they remember, bam, get it out. And just remember to be clear whether you're doing rally robin or timed pair share. Where it can be used, like I touched on before, sat down, stood up, within other structures, inside, outside circle, line up, which again we'll touch on, and after stand up, hand up, pair up, which is our next focus in 2 weeks. So here we have the structure checklist. Like I said, go away, use it, have fun with it. I also wanted to say that today, when I showed you the video, we used the timed pair share for our big question. You can use it for anything you like. If you want to, because you're thinking of questions, you're thinking, oh, what question can I give them for fun? These kind of questions are great, because they're not just where would you go on holiday if you could. They encourage the learners to think a bit more. I'm quite happy for you to take these away, or you can email me if you want any more. I've got would you rather questions, icebreaker questions. I've got quite a lot, so you can just email me for particular ones and you can take those. Any questions?
I just had a thought too. If you look at your understanding goals in your IPC unit, you can turn those round so they're like a key question, can't you? So that might be quite nice when you're introducing them.
Yeah, totally. It just gives them longer to speak. And again, reflecting on it, I really think get them to stand up. And when you've got them to stand up, you have also your learners that are shy. And some of the EAL learners, they will talk more if they're just with one other learner rather than speaking in front of the whole class. So last year we would do it with a timed pair share, and then we'd build it up to do a round robin where all 4 of them are talking, and then build it up, so to build up their confidence. But it's amazing, some of them will actually say a lot, and like Graham said, they saw the other pair not really, the other partner not talking, and then they were inspired to talk a second time. Any more questions?
I just want to say something about what you said about standing up. I mean, I'm trying to analyze the kinesthetic aspect of Kegel, and especially with boys in secondary school, I can see that it has a massive impact, because if they stay static, language is not their thing. But when they stand up, there is a buzz, and I think I find that fantastic. The flow is really there, and so sitting down for secondary learners when there are lots of boys in your class, it doesn't always.
They say, because the brain break is stand up, move around, interact. That's your brain break, the psychology behind why you're doing it. And yeah, so go away, have fun with the structure first, use it, and please continue as many of you've done. I've set up the folder. Can you please put videos and photographs into the folder? And watch your own videos, because then you'll be able to see if you miss things as well. The cross-ons are taken over there.
Well, it wasn't actually.
It's fine.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So the next session's in 2 weeks. Thank you.
So would you get them to speak them?